Hi everyone, my name is Shirley and I'm from Israel. I want to thank Rhoda Bernard and all the team in Berkeley for joining us today and enabling this ABLE conference for happening. I want to start and tell you a little bit about myself and my organization. So this is me, but I'm not a musician. I've been involved in education for over 25 years as a teacher. I have a master's degree in special education, and I have a 19-year-old who's on the autistic spectrum, who was my inspiration for everything. I'm the founder and CEO of Imagine, which is a nonprofit in Israel that specializes in inclusion and empowerment through music. And we create innovative ideas and programs. One of them we're going to talk about today, which is the supergroups, which are inclusive bands for participants with and without disabilities that come together to create and experience music. So a little bit about Imagine. Imagine, since its beginning in 2014, had over 6,000 participants nationwide, coming from various ages, disabilities, and levels of functioning. We've been working in a various variety of frameworks, such as schools, special and regular schools, afternoon programs for various populations, old age homes, hospitals, and many more. We work in close collaboration with the Ministry of Education, very, very close ties with them. We created 3 different programs for schools, which are working in hundreds of schools in Israel. We are budgeted by the Ministry of Education through different budgets, and mainly in inclusion. And we have their support and assistance in kind of bringing our ideas forward, even in teachers training and paraprofessionals. And we were very, very involved in the music education in Israel and around the world, I must say. We won 2 international educational awards around the supergroup pedagogy. We believe it's a very innovative and beautiful way to bring people together through music. And since 2020, we got special advisory status to the UN on music and special needs, which we are very proud of. And so we're very happy to be here today. I'm very happy to represent my organization and the amazing things that they do. And I want to start by showing you the Tel Aviv supergroup.
המוזיקה נגישה לכולם, והיא בשבילי עוגן בחיים.
אני מרגישה כמו בבית. פתאום כל הלחצים שהיו לי כזה משתחררים כזה.
כשאני יורד עם ההרכב, אני מרגיש צמרמורת. אבא היה מנצח, אם הוא היה רואה אותי, הוא היה בוכה.
המהות של העמותה שלנו זה לגרום למוזיקאים האלה להצליח, להעצים אותם דרך המוזיקה, לגרום להם להתאהב במוזיקה, להעריך את עצמם יותר.
המוזיקה זה זכות שאימג'ן מעניקה לכל בן אדם, באמצעות ההרכב, כל אחד יכול לעסוק במוזיקה, לא רק חבר'ה בעלי צרכים מיוחדים.
אפשר לחבר ולהתחבר ולתקשר דרך המוזיקה. לא צריך לראות דרך העיניים, צריך לראות דרך הלב. וצריך לשמוע, מוזיקה זה החיים שלי.
Okay, so supergroups pedagogy is based on inclusion and empowerment. It's very important to us to take music education from the exclusive to the inclusive and offer it to everyone, because we believe that making music together is much more than just learning music. It's about self-worth, it's about empowerment, and it's about really doing inclusion and performing together and becoming a social group, not just a musical group. So the basic idea that we focus on when we work in these supergroups are five. So the first one is, of course, diversity. We want to create a place for everyone to take part in a meaningful musical experience. Our diversity is about mixing ages and mixing disabilities, creating place for youth volunteers to come and be a part of this very important project, which we can enable anyone to take part, because the volunteers can really assist anyone that needs help. We want to focus on strength, because each and every person has their own strength. And we were amazed to find some of the strengths and abilities of our participants. Some are amazing in keeping beats, some are amazing in singing, some are amazing at playing piano or another instrument. We have a few nonverbal autistic that have just perfect pitch, and they can learn music from just hearing it and playing it on the piano. So it's an amazing thing to see and do. And some are helping us in tech support, kind of hooking up the iPads and creating all the electricity and the tech stuff behind the playing of the music. The third thing is, of course, creativity. We use a lot of ideas coming from improv and jamming together in order to give a spotlight for each participant and let them experience and express themselves through music. We put a lot of focus on achievement, not in the sense of musical achievement, but being grateful for everything that we achieved. We have a ritual where we finish our sessions by giving a good word to each other, kind of compliments to each other about our achievements and about what was good in the lesson. We create parts according to the abilities and strength of each participant in order to make them feel that they accomplished many things and they can create and perform music beautifully. And last but not least is performance. We really aim for an end of the year project where sometimes we bring very famous artists to play along with our students. We think that being on stage in front of your family and friends is very empowering, sometimes stressful, but very empowering experience. And we think that we can change ideas about people with disabilities through performances a lot. So we go out and play in the communities and in the schools, and we really put an effort on creating some kind of performance. And here I urge you to find a way to do that. Sometimes we can do a small TikTok clip or put something on YouTube if the kids are too overwhelmed for going on stage, or if their abilities are not strong enough to be on stage. So try to find a way to make them go on stage and perform before others. It's an amazing experience for them and for the people in the crowd. Okay, now we're gonna go into the main ideas at the pedagogy of the supergroup, the inclusive band. And the first one, of course, is the inclusive notation. We had to find a way to make music readable and understand by all of our participants. And we use the most amazing figure note system, which is based on colors and shape, which is very, very easy to understand and learn. Colors and shapes are basically basic things that we learn by the age of 3. So even if we have participants that struggle with cognitive difficulties, they can still read this music. And here I want to say amazing words about two projects that really helped us along the way. One is Resonari Finland, which invented the figure note system. Two very talented musicians in Finland that created this system for people with cognitive difficulties. That the system is basically progressional, so you can reach a phase where your students have notations like the classic notations on a stave with colors. But we focus on this, the first stage of it, where it's everything is colors and shapes. Drake Music in Scotland, if you don't know them, read about them. They are heading all the knowledge about figure notes and the resources, and they have a software for writing music in figure notes. So this is my two recommendations, very warm recommendations, Resonari and Drake Music Scotland. The idea in this system that it fits many instruments. You can put it on pantams and xylophones, keyboards, guitars, bass, basically many ideas of how to make different instruments accessible through this inclusive notation. And we find it really helpful in order to play music pieces, to know this notation system and to be able to write it for every participant in our groups. The second very amazing thing that I can recommend you is using iPads as musical instruments. Children are very excited to work with iPads. It's very engaging. It gives you immediate feedback, so you don't really need all the technical issues of learning how to play an instrument. And of course, it helps us with children who have physical difficulties, so they can only move parts of their body, and then they can use the iPad to really play instruments. So I want to focus on three apps that we use a lot. Of course, the iPad is super versatile. It has hundreds of apps that you can use for all kinds of music. But I chose to focus on these three, and I hope that you will find them amazing as I do. First of all is the Thumb Jam, which is now coordinated with the figure notes, so you can put the figure notes on the iPad itself and play any instrument and scale that you want. We use them for most of our musical arrangements. Incredibox, which is a very fun app based on beatbox, and you can use it as a game during the lessons, or even for something that plays in the background when you're doing your music with the group or when you're jamming. And GarageBand, which is a whole universe of abilities and sounds. There are YouTube channels dedicated to this amazing software, and we use it mainly to play instruments, usually guitar or strings. So highly recommended. Okay, I want to go now into inclusive arrangements, and I brought an example for one of our arrangements for a song that you might know that's called Somebody That I Used to Know. We try to make them as simple as possible. You can choose 4-chord songs, very simple songs. You can find them anywhere. We sometimes use the simplification feature in apps like Guitar Tab, so you can make them a little easier, and basic scales, which is easier to play on various instruments. And we create different levels of the parts. So on the right, you can see the easier parts when we actually take the harmony and change it into melody. So we take each chord and divide it into 3 parts for the 3 different notes it has. And then when the 3 children play the 3 parts, it creates the harmony together. On the left, you can see the more intermediate to hard and it's divided by different instruments. So usually we use the melodies on xylophones, keyboards, or iPad. And we can add, like here you can see a bass that we added on the iPads. And finally, there's for children who really know how to play, for guitar or ukulele, power chords that can play during the song. And in the middle, we have the boom whackers. Boom whackers are like plastic tubes that have a sound, and we use them as percussion and as little sounding effect. We use the way they write the figure note system to write the parts for the boom whackers. You see, it's very simple. Anyone can do it. And it's really, really beautiful to see how it comes into action. And this is the next thing that I want to tell you. We have until today like 25 different songs that we did this arrangement in different levels. And we can create the playing of music very, very quickly in a group. We used to have a workshop called A Song in an Hour, where we come to a school and we make them perform a song in 1 hour, because this is super intuitive and easy to work with. So let's see a few examples of how it's done. The first one is a rehearsal before a performance with a very known Israeli artist called Idan Reichel. You can see the different instruments all playing with according to the figure notes. Next one is a school. It's they're doing a song with 3 sections: iPads, xylophones, and boom whackers. And this is like their 5th lesson. So you can see how easily it's done.
אני אלוף העולם בלהציג כל מה שמפחיד אותי, כל מה שמלחיץ אני משתיק. אני אלוף העולם בלאהוב קודם את עצמי, אחר כך בבמה וברחוב. הכי קשה לתת למישהו קרוב. מעולות.
And the third one is actually the guy who did the arrangement of somebody that I used to know, and he's here heading his band in the afternoon. Is actually one of our development team and is very high functioning autistic.
1, 2, 3, busting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, the monkey now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. יפה מאוד. כל הכבוד.
Okay, and the final thing is jamming. We use a lot of jamming in our groups. It can start as something really intuitive and sometimes noisy. What we do is we put all the instruments on the same scale and we let the children kind of learn and connect to the music. We have 3 different types of jams. The first one is a free jam, where we just give instruments to the children and start some kind of music and let them join it like freely. The second one is the guided jam, where we tell them when to come in and go out and kind of make an arrangement of the song and the music. And the third one is themed, which we use a lot with smaller children. We kind of create an adventure when we go out to the desert or we go out to the sea or the woods, and we use instruments and beats to kind of create an atmosphere, even use YouTube We have lots of ambience YouTube songs that you can put that play for a long time, and they can join in. I want to show you a few videos, not of a very big group, because usually we don't film this because everybody is super awkward about it. So the first one is a child who's doing jam with one of our teachers, is rehabilitating after brain surgery, and you can see how he connects to the music. The second one, you can see the difference between, by the way, they're all playing on thumb jam. So you can see the difference between the closest student, which is much more musical, and the second student, which is less musical, but you can see how they create kind of playing together, which is really important when you try to nurture listening to each other and playing as a group. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me in this session about the supergroups. You have my mail here and our website in English, and you can ask me anything you want. Hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye.